12 principles that the Lord has shown me concerning the wisdom and the wealth of Solomon. I'll share a few of them with you today. The first one was when King David was on his deathbed. He called his son Solomon to give him advice about how he needed to lead his life. He said, "My son Solomon, I'm about to go the way of all the world. Therefore, be of good courage and show yourself a man." The first principle about the Solomonic blessing is that you need to grow up. Okay, let me repeat that. The first principle about wisdom and wealth is you need to grow up. Paul says, when I was a child, I spoke like a child, ate like a child, ran around like a child, behaved like a child. But when I grew up, I put aside foolish things. When you're going to be wise and wealthy like Solomon, you have to stop doing certain things. You have to grow up and you have to accept that you are now no longer a child. You see, an heir that has got an inheritance, a great inheritance, that is still a child below the legal age, remains a child even though they're the master of all. Until the appointed date that has been set by the Father, even though they have great wealth, they remain under the control of curators, under the control of people that manage their wealth for them. When the time comes for them to inherit, they need to have grown up. I'll tell you this story. When I was growing up, my father, whom I love so much, is gone on to be with the Lord, and I miss him so much. My biological father. He had this way of disciplining you where if there's something that you had done wrong, he'd tell you, go and get a stick that is equal in size to your transgression. And you go and pick the stick and bring it back to him, and he would proceed to discipline you. This one day, he sent me out to go and get a stick for discipline. When I came back with the stick, he took the stick in his hand and attempted to beat me up. I was 17 years old. I caught the stick and I held it. He tried to pull it, I pulled it back. I broke the stick in front of him and said to him, "No more. Surely you and I can reason together and find a way through our difficulties." On that day, I grew up, and the relationship between me and my father grew even stronger. We reasoned together. We spoke about my mistakes. From that day, I also had to look at myself and say, you know what? There's certain foolish things that I also need to stop. You need to grow up if you're going to enter into the Solomonic blessing. You need to grow up and put aside foolish things. Focus, be present in your life, and your wisdom and wealth will surely come to you.